Hi Virgo, welcome to your June 2022 monthly messages from Spirit Reading. This is your girl, Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a general reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Virgo. This will not resonate with every Virgo that watches this message, and because this reading is general, not every single message is going to be for you. So please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else who needs to hear that message. And if this reading is not for you at all, Virgo, I highly suggest checking out your other signs and different placements. Hi, cross watchers. You're very welcome here if you're interested in a Virgo. Who wouldn't be? I like to remind Virgo and cross watchers that energy is fluid, and this simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You're more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the best. So my intentions for this reading, Virgo, is to channel and provide messages from Spirit for you for the month of June. Some could take this as like a tarot scope for what's going to happen in June, what to expect in June, but I also come to find that these readings, these messages are for anyone who needs to hear them right now whenever they're guided or find this reading. What do you need to hear about June, what you'll be facing in June, what you may be facing right now? So if you have any beings of the light that you would like to welcome into this space, specific angels, ancestors, spirit guides, even passed down loved ones, you are welcome to ask them to join us here to talk about any aspect of your life, love and romance, career and finances, spiritual evolution, whatever Spirit would like to bring forward shall be said. So let's go ahead and get this reading started. I'm going to be using my sound bowl to clear and set the energy. So if you are listening to this using headphones or the volume's kind of loud right now, I do suggest turning it down a little bit only for this part because I don't want your ears to hurt. So let's do this, Virgo. All right, so let's see what is happening in June for my Virgos. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Anyone dealing with the Virgo, concerned about a Virgo like right now, let's go ahead and see what is happening, unfolding for the energy of Virgo. What is surrounding the energy of Virgo? Where are they at on their journey right now in Spirit? In June, Spirit. Oh, the pre-shadow, the after-shadow of Mercury retrograde gets us all. Mercury has stationed back into formation, which is great, but still been picking up my pronunciation in my speech. Maybe yours too. You've been noticing that as well. Sending things, typos, sending the wrong message to the wrong person in text messages or emails. I don't know. Let's see. Ooh, there we go. Wow. Virgo, stepping into your power. And it says you are strong beyond measure. There is something that is keeping you going despite what it may seem, despite what it may look like, despite something in your world that came crashing down that you weren't expecting, you weren't ready for. You're persevering through it. Any disappointment, any setback. I feel this is before June though. Some sort of rejection, something that you perceived that you failed at. It's not stopping your growth, Virgo. It's not stopping you from achieving your dream, from succeeding. You're fighting through it. You're a fighter. You always have been, you always will be, and that will always be one of your strengths in this lifetime. And whatever is occurring in June that may be trying to keep you down, that may try to block you, you're using your power to overcome it, to push through, to move forward. You know what's kind of weird to me? I'm looking at this card and it looks like the Hermit, after they finally realized what they needed all along, just looking at the background here where there's like snow, where it looks like it's winter, and the lantern that they're using to carry, it's not the thing that is guiding them. It's the thing that's reassuring them, knows, has their back. I feel, Virgo, you guys, I don't know if it was 2021 or even just the last 6 months, beginning of 2022, there's a lot spiritually you've been connected to, spiritually that you've been gaining strength out of, connecting more with spirit, meditating more, connecting with your inner source, your intuition, and it's made you a lot more clear. It's given you a lot of clarity when you looked around and there was none in your 3D world. There was none being shown to you. That's when you decided to look within. That's when you decided to rebuild yourself, reprogram yourself from old habits, old patterns that were holding you back. And, this is nothing different now. And I feel whatever this tower moment was or this experience was definitely in the past, Virgo. But you found reason to it. A lot of you are finding acceptance of it, not saying that you're allowing someone's behavior or you're allowing something terrible to continue in your life. You're accepting what happened, but you're making a decision or a choice to do something about it in June. But others of you, maybe there's something that has happened already that is proving to you what happens when you persevere, when you're resilient, when you believe in yourself, when you trust in yourself, when you trust in the universe and spirit to have your back. What happens when you work towards your goals, your accomplishments, your dreams. Virgo, I feel there has just been a lot that you've pushed through this year. Certain rejections, like I said, specifically that you felt hurt by. Those were just closed doors because that was protection. But now something's opening for you to move on and move forward and move towards. And that's coming from your will to not give up. That's coming from your strength. You're fighting, Virgo, and you're going to win the round. You're going to win that fight. That's beautiful. Oh, I didn't even realize this until I put this card down. Look, there's people following this person. So your impact, Virgo, is pretty significant. Everyone's watching what you've made of this situation, what you've made of yourself. And they're inspired by it. You're turning heads. People are noticing your success, noticing your accomplishment, noticing your fight. And people respect you for it, Virgo. People are inspired by it and they want to follow in your steps. So some of you, may take this experience and make a story out of it. Have your story be shared, told. Share it with people who you may witness are going through similar things you did before, and you're helping them through it for some of you. And your impact, your presence is very, very appreciated. Very, you may not hear it, but know that there's eyes on you, Virgo, seeing your story, seeing your accomplishment. And I think for a lot of you in this lifetime, you'll be a trailblazer. Whether that's on a global level, a public level, or even in your own family line, even in your direct situation of people noticing, making it out of where you came from that may have not been so privileged, that may have not have been so luxurious or easy. It never held you down. It's kind of similar to Cancer's reading. If you have Cancer in your chart or if you're dealing with the Cancer, I suggest checking out the Cancer reading to see if there's messages for you there. But it's not exactly the same because a lot of you are still working through and still using your inner strength to push through, deciding that whatever it is you're fighting for is worth it. And that will lead you to the other side, wherever June ends for you guys. I think the fight will definitely be worth it. And I'm not obviously talking about fighting. I'm talking more so of choosing that you're worth it. Choosing that whatever you've been guided to do, you're going to make happen. And even if there is a block, there's another way around it. And you're finding that other way around it. Even some of you may be in the beginning of June, very, very recently, or end of May, discovered a setback, but it's in the past. Now in June, you decide to move forward, push through, And something's going to happen out of that, Virgo. Let's see what it is. Tell me about June for Virgo, Spirit. Go with the flow, let things happen. So water energy, strong water energy coming through for my Virgos in the month of June. Maybe Cancer season is when the flow is going to start working in your favor. You could also have Pisces or Scorpio energy in your chart. So with this go with the flow, again, there may be punches, there may be setbacks, there may be disturbances, but everything's going to be smoothed out, Virgo. Maybe this is something you're even experiencing right now or just earlier. 11:11 just turned on the clock when I said that a couple seconds ago. So you may be seeing 11:11, a lot of ones. Your birthday could be September 1st, September 11th, or even August 21st for some of you. But I feel, Virgo, by stepping into your power, accepting what is, holding that thought, holding that goal, holding that will, and work with whatever comes your way, the good, the bad, the undesirable, but making something out of it, that is what's going to let this flow continue to go into your life. If there has been choppy waters, it's going to be smoothed out. And I think, Virgo, by just being on this journey is not one that a lot travel down. Again, with this tells me, again, you're someone that doesn't conform to society's expectations of you, to what your parents or your family thought, other people who were around you growing up thought you were going to be. This is what this card is telling me of your soul, your spirit, of who you always were and who you're always going to be. But with this go with the flow, Virgo, you're going to make the best out of this situation. And with the flow, you know, it's changing for you. Where you may felt like the tide was working against you, it's starting to smooth out. And I think it's because you're choosing a different way to respond. You're not letting people or situations trigger you as much. Instead of fixating it, obsessing about it, worrying about it, you're finding a new way, creating a new way for yourself. And that's what's going to let the flow also come in. The flow of blessings, the flow of opportunities. So, you know, right now, if you find yourself in the tide, write it out. Write it out, because you're going to learn something from all of this that you're going to use for you as your story, as your experience, as your comeback. And I feel, Virgo, I mean, I'm even looking at this woman here. If it focuses, her eyes are kind of closed. So she may not even be seeing where she's going, what's lying ahead. But she trusts that she's guided in this image. She trusts that wherever she's heading is meant to be for her. It's meant to something she's going to experience. But even if it's a troublesome experience, it's still a part of her story. It's still a part of what made her become who she is today. And this is just who I'm speaking in the card. Gender and sex does not matter. It's the same story. So with whatever you're going through right now is something that is going to impact you until the end of the year, for years to come. So go with it, Virgo. Go with it. Trust it. Trust that what you're experiencing is meant to be. Something will happen out of it. You will persevere through it, whatever this is, and you'll come out of the other side stronger, inspiring, and people will be talking about it in a good way, in a positive way. So right now, just go with the flow. Let things happen. Let things happen, then fight where you need to fight, accept where you need to accept, and then the waters will calm down again. Some of you, it may be very emotional or tied to your emotions. So, you know, it may be taking you through an emotional roller coaster a bit, and some of you are like trying to find the reasons why, like, why is this happening? It's to grow you. It's to evolve you. It's to make you into who you're meant to become this lifetime, a fighter, a spiritual warrior, inspirer, a champion. for yourself and for others. That's what Spirit wants you to know with whatever this is that you've experienced lately, recently, or in the past. Right? I'm almost hearing like the winds of change have been occurring in your life up until this point in June. And then June is where you're going to see why it had to happen. All right, let's get some more cards. Tell me more about this energy for my Virgos. Tell me more about this energy for my Virgos. What is this activating in their lives? Transition with number 43, which breaks down to a 7. And what it says is, the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence in our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. So for some of you guys, you need to know with this change, with this transition, it is out of your hands. It is out of your control. But God, the universe, your angels, your spirit guides are watching over you during this time of transition. And it's just the melting down so a rebuilding can occur. You know, it's almost as if what you're going through right now, if there's been pressure or in the past, right? Pressure, trials, tribulations. I mean, do you guys know about the creation of the diamond? It is not an easy process. The diamond, the mineral of it, gets put down a lot of pressure before it forms into its beauty, until itself that is so highly sought after, so highly valued. So with whatever the experiences you have been going through, although they've been challenging, they are creating who you are meant to be, who you are meant to become. And this transition has not been an easy one. I almost see like 2 of Pentacles energy with this card here. So you may have Capricorn in your chart, but it's like you've been really taking the ups and downs, trying to make reason of it, trying to, you know, hold it all together. And maybe even for some of you, you feel like you're losing it, losing control, losing hope, losing faith. But this transition is coming to an end as well, Virgo. You're just at the very last step of this all coming into completion, of whatever had to melt away is melting away, from whatever is entering your life is entering for a reason, whether that reason is to help or that reason is to help you learn a lesson from it. You know, this transition is going to end by the end of June. And maybe it started during the beginning of Mercury retrograde, things falling ass backwards, certain contracts, certain disputes, certain arguments, certain setbacks, cancellations, like they've all been kind of running amok, and it's made you stressed, it's made you worried, but it's never meant to make you throw off center, off balance. And you can handle this, Virgo. You've handled worse before. I don't think this compares to the worst that you've been through in life. So, you know, if you've been through the worst that you've been through and made it out stronger than ever, this isn't going to throw you off either. But these changes, whatever's happening is meant to shake up so you can build a stronger foundation. Because if a tower falls after a disruption, that tower was not built on strong enough foundation, right? And so it's an opportunity to create a better foundation for yourself, a better setter within yourself. But yeah, for a lot of you, you've been trying to control a situation that is outside of your control. But I promise, Spirit is watching over you. Spirit has you in mind, in heart, and Spirit has heard your prayers in this. And maybe even for some of you, these shakeups, these changes are the response to your prayers, whether you see it that way or not. Whatever is falling, crumbling, or changing is meant to happen so you can experience more of stepping into your power and becoming who you were always meant to be. But it wasn't going to happen the way you were living, the way you believed things of yourself, or the way that you were accepting some things in your life, perhaps. That's why this transition had to occur, Virgo. these changes, these things. So go with the flow, because it's outside of your control right now, but you will fight it out. You will, and Spirit will reward you for it at the end of this. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Tell me about June, for Virgo. 10 of Wands. Gemini had this card in their reading. Yeah, you've stayed so strong through this. And different than Gemini's reading, I did point out the bear, but I felt like this was obviously what Gemini was going through, the hibernation, and then coming out of it. This is your protector. This is your guardian, Virgo, where even where crappy situations happened, you were still always supported, you were always protected. And I promise certain things that had to be taken away were not meant for you. Certain ways that you thought you had to go about completing something was not the right way. And I know it's hard for us to accept those times, those instances, those failures, those rejections, but I promise it was meant to redirect you into what is meant to be yours. But you have the bear spirit within you that is powerful, that is strong. And this is coming under the stepping into your power card. So I promise whatever you're going through will make you stronger. And this is the completion of the tribulations, the trials, anything that you've been carrying on your back. Maybe even for some of you with these people that I saw earlier, like you've been doing a lot for others, carrying on responsibilities. Maybe some of you are caregivers to certain people, or you have had instances with your children that have been putting you through the ringer. Maybe you have a lot of people who are depending on you, Virgo, but you are showing them and displaying to them the power of strength and perseverance and resilience. You're showing them how you can handle the world's punches and flows and disruptions and make the best out of it, add to it. And you're an example for so many people. I really do want you to know that. You are an example. You are inspiration. People look up to you. People admire you for all you've been through and what you made out of. Let's keep on going. But keep in mind the 10, this is coming into completion. So I do feel these trials or whatever disturbances you've been going through may have started in the past, but they will complete by the end of June. Maybe even in the beginning, right? As this is the first card out. Seven of Cups. Yeah, so this is Scorpio energy, and this is coming under go with the flow. Yeah, so a lot of things may, again, an emotional roller coaster. One day, yeah, I'm working with this. I'm doing well. I'm pushing through it. I don't give a damn. I'll make it through. Other days, how am I going to make it through this? I can't do this. Why is this happening? Why to me? So yeah, there's good days and bad days. I don't care about, a lot of people in the spiritual world think that only focusing by only positive things then will ever happen. No, this is life. There is a circle of harvest and there's a cycle of work that we all have to push through. And right now it's the working era, right? It's the planting of those seeds. It's the taking care of those seeds. It's the nurturing of those seeds. That is not easy. That is not just, a effortless thing that you're doing here, but it has been playing at your emotions a bit. But look at the dove at the center of this, Virgo. With whatever emotions you may have been experiencing or will experience in June, the up and the down, Spirit wants to remind you of this reading, of this moment where you say to yourself, this may have not have been what I wanted. This may have not have turned out the way I hoped for, but I will be okay. Spirit wants to remind you, Virgo, that it's in their hands. They're working through this. They're doing what they can in the background. You may not see it in the 3D, but I promise you in the spiritual world, they're working on this. They're working on answering your prayers. They're working on giving you your fruition, your rewards. So be at peace with knowing that Spirit is on my side. God is on my side. The universe is on my side. And if I have goodwill, good intentions, a good soul in everything that I do and everything that I say and everything that I work on, it will help. It will make a difference. And you're not just doing it for reward, or you shouldn't be. It's not just for the reward. It's to live by your own moral standing, by your own code, which you seem strongly tied to and will always serve you, like I said. But it's to remind yourself of how strong you are, to remind yourself of how capable it is that you get through everything and anything. I want you guys to know that your earth angels, or your angel seeds, if you don't know what that is, look it up. But you are, angel seeds are, beings that have the DNA, the blueprint of angelic beings outside of this three. It's similar to star seeds, but this is directly from the angelic community. Others of you, with everything you've been through and still being such a good person, still having that spiritual strength, people see you as an earth angel for everything that you do for them, for everything that you do despite, how tired you are, how stressed you are. You still keep going. You still have that faith, and that light will always conquer the darkness. And it won't be any different this time around either, Virgo. Tell me more about June for Virgo, Spirit. Yes. Yes. The Strength card. Leo energy. You are a lot stronger than you know. You are a lot more powerful than you're aware of. And I think even though you guys doubt it at times, this month is going to prove to you how strong you really are. How you just don't give up, how you fight, how you, and again, it's not just fighting the resistance, it's not fighting the flow, it's fighting for you to still get up every day, to thank and be thankful for all that you have and all that you will receive. And to remember that courage is one of your greatest assets. You can't be a brave unless you're afraid, right? That you can't be brave and courageous unless you're facing darkness, unless you're facing stress, unless you're facing tribulations. So even if this transition you're going through in life is a difficult one, you're being brave just by acting out of your greatest good, doing the right thing, accepting it as it is, and making the best out of it. That's what you're going through now, and that shows strength far beyond, just receiving a reward or out of receiving some sort of acceptance or validation from others outside of yourself. You're tapping within. And as you get through this transition, as you get through whatever hard thing you're going through in life or have gone through in life, it's adding to your strength. It's adding to your purpose, which is to be a trailblazer, which is to do things your way, which is to be inspiring. Bottom of the deck, the Lovers. Whoa. Gemini energy, Taurus energy for me as a reader. For some of you, this is confirmation that an experience with another person, an experience with a soulmate, or even a twin flame has put you on this journey, has put you or has been the catalyst to this transition. And maybe for some of you, this appearance of someone else or this appearance of something that seemed very amazing at first, seemed to be everything you wanted. There had to be some sort of tribulations in order for someone to meet you at your alignment. Maybe, Virgo, you're going through separation right now. from a soulmate, from a twin flame, that has been putting you through the ringer of this all, or has been, again, the catalyst of this transition. You will be in alignment again. You will be reunited again for some of you by the end of Gemini season, perhaps. Others of you, this is just preparing you for then, in the Lovers, what is alignment with your mind, body, and soul in the same frequency that you're in. Because Spirit only wants to invite things that are going to fuel you, that are going to make you passionate, that are going to make you happy and joyous, and the other things are being removed now so it can create space for this high vibrating frequency to come into your life. So this is right what's on the other side, Virgo. A soulmate seeing you eye to eye, a new soulmate coming into your life that will meet you at your vibrance, that will meet you at your frequency. But I feel for a lot of you, this is what was the catalyst to this turmoil. Either a soulmate, a twin flame, an activation of that sorts, or something that you thought was everything you wanted that didn't turn out to be what it was. And you had to see it in its naked truth. And it's just realigning. It was the awakening to what you had to see for yourself in order to start then manifesting the goodness to come out of it. But it's been a fight since then. But now Spirit is telling you, Virgo, with whatever was the catalyst to this, whatever was, activating you, it's going to realign you into a more harmonious part of your life. And that's the reason why, for some of you that have been asking the reason you've been going through this, the reason this is happening, it's making you in alignment for what is meant to come. It does feel like love and romance for a lot of you, but it doesn't have to be. But Spirit is definitely watching over you with whatever transition, whatever realignment you're going through. Spirit's got your back, Virgo. Trust in that and go with the flow in this. And you'll make it out the other side. Wow, all right, so let's go ahead and pull one more card for my Virgos. Anything else that Virgo needs to know about June? Any last bit of advice Spirit may have for my Virgos? Earth. Yeah, coming into your element, Virgo. Here it is. And what it says is, ask the element of Earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos. So these things are meant to happen, but they're never meant to throw you off. And, what has been shaken up, what has been chaotic will come back into stability again. You're just going through that transformation. You're just going through that process now. But you will be rewarded tenfold for anything you have lost or for anything you had to go through. This is a reminder, Virgo, that you are stronger than you know, and you will make it through anything, any storm, any weather. And come out of it more aligned with everything that you're meant to have, everything you're meant to experience, and who you're meant to become. Wow, powerful message, Virgo, for you in June. Thank you so, so much for joining me here for your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you gain clarity, insight, healing, and guidance in regards to whatever it is you're going through or will be going through in the month of June. If it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Virgo, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Virgo.